Almost forgot. Microphone check. And like, here we go. Anyways, I think everything's working. Anyways, Gia, good evening. Good evening. Oh, yes, we're continuing. I'm still getting used to my Wednesday schedule. And of course, I decided to do some things. And of course, lost track of time. As I do. But yeah, we're live. Only a couple of minutes late. Anyways. So yes, I have a cup of tea. No coffee this late. So. I always start with what did I do off screen. So one of the things I did off screen is like when I made this helmet last week. One of the things, oh come here, you may notice is it's got a bit of a pointy image. It's not like smooth like a helmet should be and smooth and round. So it's got like a triangle here. So I was like, right, maybe I just didn't, glue it properly. So I did make another one of the 5mm foam, and guess what? You can see it already. It's got the same pointy issue, and of course her helmet is pretty smooth. Even though most of it will be covered by the big horns, there are still areas where you could probably see for quite clear, like the front, that it's not smooth. Now, officially, the recommended thickness for the foam is 10mm. So, alright. So, I grabbed my 10mm foam, although I've still got some of the things on there. And I was like, right, let's have a look. And, to be very honest, it looks a lot better. Let me just when I was working on my calf armor, I'm kind of using tape to keep the sides together while I'm gluing, because I find it just helps a bit. So I can pull around and push around a little bit more. And here you go. I don't know how obvious it is, but it's a lot smoother. I mean, I can still once the sides go on, I think it will, but even like this, you can kind of see that it has a smoother. I mean, if you compare them next to each other, yeah, you can see that one has like a proper point, and this one is it's pointy. But it's not super pointy, like if you compare it, like... So I'm using the camera as an image. But you can see that that's a lot smoother than... That one is really, pointy. So... As a base, I think I still have to use a thicker foam than the 2mm. So you can see it's... I mean, I can still probably play around with it and heat it up and make it a bit more smoother. But in general, this looks a lot better. Now, I also have 7mm foam. And the reason it's not cut out yet, because I literally realized the time and I was like, shit! I better go and do this. So I will, in a minute, we'll try and see what the 7mm foam does. If it goes into a point or if it goes smooth. If it goes smooth, I might use this 7mm foam. If it also goes pointy, then I just have to use a 10mm foam. But the horns I will make light, either the 5mm foam, I think, because I think it's going to be so heavy otherwise. I don't know how I'm going to do it otherwise. So, but yeah. Sorry, I needed. I've been running around trying to do things. You know, I find that when I make a list of things, I don't do it. But if I don't have a list, I'll forget things. And I'm like, oh yeah, I should have done that. Today I had to go to the post office, and since I live quite rural, there's only one post office I trust with complicated foreign packages. And they had a system failure, so I couldn't send my packages. The thing is, because I'm rural, and I went to this one, I had to drive a bit further. And it also means I have to cross a railroad. And of course, on both ways, I got stuck twice. Because by the time we move up, the freaking thing closes again and has another train coming past. So yeah. So, what are those things? So, helps if I find my mouse. Ta-da! So, right, so let's sharpen my knives. Another thing I did was, so this was my fabricated amendments. So I cut it out of one piece so it doesn't have all the little loose things. And all the tape going around, so yeah, I've got a new one out. So once we decide whether it's going to be 7mm or 10mm, we can make the sides. So I'm probably still going to use the 5mm face front thing, because I have to cut. It's probably easier because I have to cut holes in it so I can breathe. Right, so let's cut out. Sorry, sharp implements, I'll be a little bit quieter. You had a good bank holiday, JR? You were off, probably off on well, a lot of people were off on the bank holiday Monday in the UK. Okay. Right. Phew. Let me quickly. Ah, okay. Star Wars Marathon, right? Just the first 6 or all the others? I still need to catch up on those. I haven't seen any of the new ones. Alright, so that's one. I haven't seen the Mandalorian ones. Have I seen Rogue One? I'm trying to remember now. I think I've seen Rogue One. Yeah. I may not have seen. I need to check again. I haven't really watched a lot of movies. And also, the biggest problem is here in Poland. So, if a new movie comes out and I wanted to go to the cinema, if in the movie there's any other language than English, guess what language it's subtitled in? Polish. The language that although I speak some of it, I'm not, very confident with it. So that means that I am going to miss out on any wording that is non-English. So that's one of the reasons I went and ordered Dune on Amazon.uk, so I could have the English one with English subtitles. It's no use buying it here in Poland because a lot of times you can't get the one with English subtitles. So at least. So. But I really need to catch up because since 2018, I don't think I've seen any movies in the cinema. So I'm kind of behind. Yeah. Well, so have we watched the second Dune yet? No, I don't think we have. See, I want to introduce some of my friends to Tank Girl because Tank Girl is one of my all-time favorite movies. It's a 90s movie with a female director, and it's from the comics. Made by UK artists, and I kind of, since I saw that movie, I kind of started collecting their stuff, and I've got quite a bit. I have a whole shelf dedicated to Tank Girl, and but yeah, Star Wars is all actually. It's one that, like I said, if you don't follow me on my socials, I posted for May 4th, as always. It was one of the first cosplays I wore to a Comic-Con, because I really never went to Comic-Con, even though I made costumes for a while. And it was a Star Wars one. And it's, it's original character, so I didn't really. I had my own backstory for her. But that was the first time I actually went to a Comic-Con all dressed up. So. And then this little girl came up to me talking about. Not animated by one of the gorillas. Gorillas is animated by the guy that does Tenko. Yes. And this little girl came up to me. Of course, back then, this was 2017, I just moved to Poland. No idea what she talked about, but I figured that with her dad holding a mobile phone that she wanted a picture with me. And I think that was my all-time favorite memory. And that's kind of got me really wanting to do cosplay, as in cosplaying characters that people can recognize. Because in general, I just made costumes. I just loved dressing up, whether that was for, Halloween or... It wasn't usually Halloween. I mean, I've been a character for Borderlands, and that was a very much I thrifted, not even made. It was very, very quick, thrifted, buying clothes and just literally cut them up to fit the character. Minimal sewing that I did on that. And I dressed up as Sea Viper from yeah, Jamie Hewitt. Yeah. Yeah, I've got signed Tenko stuff from him. Because, yeah. Yeah, that's the same. So the comics already existed. And then somebody made a screenplay for it. And so they created it. He's a UK guy. So yeah, they still do comics. I still occasionally buy stuff. So I have a lot of stuff that I can't show on Twitch because of TOS. But yeah, I have a IKEA shelf, and I made it. Painted it. I put the Tengo logo on it. I put the black and white checkers on there, and yeah. So yeah, I've made a whole shelf especially for my Tengo stuff. But yeah, I love that movie. I think it was way ahead of its time in '95. I don't think it's got it's severely under underrated, and it's a bit of a cult classic now. A bit like Starship Troopers. And it's another movie that didn't really do well in the beginning, and it's now is a cult classic. So, alright. Just waiting for this to dry. So you can put it together. I have the tape ready. So, but yeah, they did a Kickstarter for a special edition hardcover that I got. So yeah, love Tenko. Would I do a Tenko cosplay? Maybe not. Because all of her outfits are very revealing. So, would I dress like I could be part of the movie? Probably. I could do that. I probably have enough punk stuff in my wardrobe to do that. So. A little bit longer. I think at the moment one of the problems I do is I glue them together too quickly, so they don't stick as well. So I'm just gonna give it a little longer. But yeah, there's a lot of 90s movies that are just now have become cult classics. I love how Helldivers 2 has become as a nod to Starship Troopers. It absolutely is inspired by. I absolutely love that game. I need to play it again. I've stopped playing games a lot, so, and I just realised as well that you can hardly read the text. Oh well. Are you getting to that stage now? Still a bit shiny. Because every time I get to the end, it's when it doesn't stick together. So I really, really need to just wait till the end is completely... That one is fully ready. This one's not yet. No. Let's be patient. So yeah. I have. Let me see. Oh God, yes, absolutely love that. So, um, so the I've always been a big fan of the Fiat 500, the classic Fiat 500s from the 1970s. And I actually, before I moved to Poland, go as the tank. I will tell you. I'll link to that back to that in a minute. So I love Fiat 500s. So I actually had one before I moved to Poland, but I had to sell it because I had no. I knew I was not going to have storage. I was not gonna drive my 1970 Fiat 500L all the way from the Netherlands, from the UK to Poland. But I always wanted, if I ever had the space, like to have a house with a space with a large courtyard or something like that, I wanted to create a Fiat 500 tank girl tank. So I wanted to cover up the area where the wheels are, so to have like make it like one long fender and then cover it and then paint it as if it's tracks. And I wanted to build out of lightweight aluminium or something. Because some of the Fiat 500s have sunroofs. So I wanted to build like a turret with how you call it? Damn it! What you call the thing in front of a tank? Ah! Tip of my tongue. Barrel. I'm with the barrel. No, the barrel of the gun. To have the barrel like it's the Tanko barrel. And have a Fiat 500 dressed up like a Tango tank. And have it like something that I could. So have like rails on top of the Fiat 500, so I could actually place the turret on top, so I could move it off for storage. So yeah, I had the whole idea of doing that. So yes, that was one of the things I really, really wanted to do, to create a Fiat 500 and make it into a tank. But one of the things I saw in one of the cosplay contests was somebody created, I don't know the character, I don't know where it came from, it's probably one of the animes I'm not aware of. And what they did, they got one of these kids cars, these electrical kids cars, and kitted it out as if it was a car of the character, and actually on stage drove around in it. Get one of those kids cars and make that into a tank, and then dress up as Tank Girl. That'd be so funny. Oh my god. Don't give me ideas! I have so... Right, let's try and put these together. Ah! But yeah, I'd love to do that. That'd be so funny. I can only do it like in local, because there's no way you can... How are you going to transfer something like that, you know? But yeah, I love classic cars, so... Yeah, see? Now that I've waited a lot longer, it glues together so much better. I don't have to use tape, so yeah. Look how perfect they match up. Okay. Sorry if I'm quiet, I'm just concentrating. I think this one makes a dome quite like the 5mm. It's just not fully gluing at the front, as I always have a problem with. Right. Just bending this around a little bit. Right, let's compare let's put a piece of tape here. Either I didn't glue it properly or it's too thick and it's not fully dried yet. Let's also, since we're not gluing at the moment, put a lid on the glue. I'm wondering if it's the same. It feels the same. I mean, I still think the 10mm is better. I don't know if the camera shows it. Like that's a 7mm. Still got a tiny bit of a dome, but it's not as bad as the 5mm, which is really like a point. So that's the 10mm. And we're in an ad, but I don't think anybody here might have an ad because I think the two of you that are here are subscribers. Oh, decisions. Something I'm not good at. Yeah, I think the 10mm is still better. Even though I didn't glue this one really well. Let me see if I can show you. This way, like. Ah! Hey, Henrik! And you're not fat! Who the fuck? I saw you real life. You're not fat. Besides, I'm... Right, now that you and JR, let me know. Are these the same? I'm trying to put them together now so that they're the same height. Are they similar, same, or is one of them flatter? I think... One with the tape or one without the tape? That's kind of how I... Yeah. Yeah, same. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. The with tape is the 7mm one. No. It's almost impossible to get this flat. I will have to sand this and sort that out that way. Because I also put this together a little bit quickly. So, this is the 5mm foam head. And you can see how much pointier that is. If I hold them together. So I realised I was chatting to Chappie because this is the original helmet, the full helmet that I made. Yeah, so if you look at this on the back, how much of a point that is. And I would love to make this out of 5mm foam. But the pattern originally said 10mm, so before the stream, I've created... So I went and got out my 10mm foam. I made this one. And then I realized I also have 7mm foam. So I made one out of 7mm foam, this one with the tape. And you know, it's not as bad as the 5mm foam. Oh, actually. Very similar. So yeah. So I thought, let's try the 7mm just in case. So... I mean, it's a lot flatter. I mean, I can probably heat it up and shape it a bit more than my 5mm one. Yeah, this one is really like pointy. This one's less pointy, but it's still pointy. Feels like I'm wearing a cap. Right. Am I? Problem is, it's got a cut out of it because I didn't realise when I was painting it out, trying it out, and I need to. Right, that's decided. I have to make the base helmet out of 10mm. Alright. I need to probably cut that properly. Right. I guess. Oh, grabbing. My 10mm foam. And I'm hoping actually that I can keep my faceplate, the 5mm foam, so I can put all the holes in it very easily. Oh God, come. Right, so come here. I haven't made the amendment for the front. I'll do that. But yeah, with a bit of sanding and a bit of finagling, I'm sure I can get it. Oh God damn it. Right, and the other side. Oh, fuck. Alright. Trying to find the best way to have oh dear. Well, with the horns that I'm making, I'm sure I can actually do all the things I've learned there and make an actual cone head. Right. Oh, try and cut this out. Right. Maybe make a rough cut first. Because this is too finicky. Is that the word? Have I made that up? Right. Not much left of that. Luckily I've got more, but okay. Now officially I shouldn't have done the middle before I did the sides, but we will see how that goes. Right. Okay, that works still. Okay. Whew. Right. Okay. Oh, so as you know, on Saturday, I messed up the little ball to make that into a nut. So I've ordered some. I had ordered two just in case I've messed one up again. I ordered also some spare cones just in case. And one of the reasons I used the supplier that I went with is because they also had collodial, rigid collodial. And for the Sisters of Battle cosplay that I'm doing, she's got some absolutely gnarly face scars. And to make that, you use collodial, which is some special effects fluid, and when you put it on skin, where you do it, doesn't matter, it pulls the skin together and it kind of creates a scar. And the more lines, so you let it dry, you put another one in, it pulls it together more, so you get deeper scars. So once I start thinking about cutting the wig and sorting out, her face, when I get to that point, we can go and do some tries with that colonial, see how many passes we need, and or how many passes I need, because it's my skin, and how to make the scars look realistic. So that's the one, like I said, this is the one thing I don't have to worry about with this cosplay. I don't have to worry about wigs. Don't have to worry about, what my face looks like. Right. Okay. Let's glue these side fans together. And then we can think about putting it in the helmet. Now I wish I did this a little bit better, because it's a mess. But hey ho. I guess we just have to wait a little longer, and you'll just have to hear me chatting for a little longer. Ah. It's not like you hear me every day, Honwick. Well, most of the days. Alright, that's one. Uh-huh. Uh-huh, uh-huh. Then again, as a man, of course you're not listening. So it's just like reading instruction booklets. Haha. Says the one that has mostly male viewers, but yeah. Right, let's let these dry for a bit and actually let them dry, because we now know that is really the issue. Oh yes, still haven't got gloves on. I am terrible. Ah, come on, let go. No. Oh well, just have to clean you up later. Right. Alright. I need to keep that safe. Okay, right. Let's take you off. Hoping that I can reuse this. Because the bigger foam makes it, you know, it's twice as thick, so... Where's the part that I cut off? Oh, there. Ah! Go away, you bloody spammers! Yeah, I might have to make some eye slits there. I bet you they've promoted the same shit. Yes, they promoted the same shit. Okay, I have to wait a little longer. Oh yeah. That's why you're one of the senior staff within our outfit. Well, I really worry for PlanetSide because gameplay is a problem lately. But I don't want to play third person. I like first person. It isn't the same. Oh, one of the things, see, I completely forgot, went on a tangent about the colonial. One of the things I've ordered is Polyprops filler, so hopefully that seems better. We will have to have a test. Right, how are you doing here? Right, let's try this. Ah, come on. I knew it was going to push there. I just have a problem with aiming that way. I just find it unnatural in my feeling. I don't know. I've always played first person shooters from Unreal Tournament and Quake to now. So same reason I don't like RPGs. I know, it's... It's just a way of aiming. Yeah, I don't know, but it like... I think it's partially to do with the fact that when I really started playing the visual video games, because when I first went online, there really weren't the games that we have now, it's like it was text based. Multi-user dungeons, mods. So, and then once I started actually playing visual games, I mostly played things like first-person shooters, so like Quake and Unreal Tournament. I played those, on a decent level and all that sort of stuff. I don't have the reaction time anymore, but I just always and then again, PlanetSide has helped me a bit, but I only used to use forward, jump, and shoot. Didn't use anything else. I was a very simplified player. The one I really played most competitively was Tribes. Now my reaction time now is horrible. It used to be a lot better. Oh, this one is a lot better. Look how neat this line is. Look. Silly, I just have to really wait a lot longer. Now, the question is, how is it gonna work? I like that. I need to be just more patient. Patience, something I don't have. And then I get neat lines. Hey, Frexy! The question is, how the fuck am I gonna... Ah! See, now these seams are going to be under really a lot of stress. To try and put that in. Well, we just have to try it and see if it works. Because normally you do the middle bit at the last. That is actually the way you should be doing it, but because I was doing my tests. Yeah, this is going to be just really having to wait. And then... I need to amend the font because you can see there that the front is not nice and round, but yeah. Since the sides are so nice, I hope this works. I think this glue is drying out a little. Well, we are getting to the to the end. I have another pot. Oh, another thing happened. So, Crusade is working with another cosplayer to create the Artillery Witch cosplay. So I knew this because I saw this, I heard about it, and I follow her on Instagram. Because, interesting. And I'm not the only one. I think somebody else is interested in doing a Artillery Witch cosplay. So she posted officially now that she's doing this in collaboration with Crusade. And I thought I'd be cheeky and go and mention the fact that I'm doing I started on doing a Artillery Witch cosplay as well. Because, I agree with her with the way she said the artwork is just amazing. And so the head of Crusade, the Finnish guy, liked my comment. And I was like, notice me senpai. I was like, hi. So yeah, that was like pretty cool. So yeah, now we have to do this patiently and wait for this to dry so we can actually... Here we go! Stream elements! What timing! Because this is great! I didn't even do this one. My bot was very timely in telling me about my socials. So if you want to follow me on Blue Sky or Instagram, there's my socials. But yeah, that was really cool. So I need to sit down and start creating a couple of shorts from my streams to put on YouTube, because my YouTube channel, I think I was chatting with Chappie, or your dad's starter cables, I think he said, it's his name on here. So he's like, let's do test, and so he added the comments to my last stream. And this video is just getting more views than any other video. And he did the same thing for my last Saturday's VOD for my Sisters of Battle, and that one is ticking up as well. Now, Crusade, I think, at the moment is far more popular than Warhammer such. And it's more of a niche at the moment, so I think that's one of the reasons why it gets more views. Do these people watch my 3-hour streams? No. But that's why it's worth making a couple of YouTube shorts, and just go do things like that. Stereo was saying that he had quite a couple of shorts that really had a lot of responses. So I wouldn't say it's more popular. But it has a hype at the moment, Crusade. It's new. Warhammer is old. Hey, Dark Blaze. We decided to make another helmet. So we realized that the original helmet was getting a bit of a, because I used thinner foam than recommended. So the original helmet, it's got a bit of a cone head. So I was like, need to do something about that. So I went and tried it with the original thickness of foam. And look, it's actually quite smooth and not so cone heady. So yeah, now we're just waiting for the glue to be dry enough for me to put stuff together. Yeah, I think as well maybe with the I wanted to make it less heavy because with the horns it's going to be a weight. But yeah, make the cones out of the thinner foam and hopefully it's not going to. I need to go and do some more head banging, so I'll get some more neck muscles to hold up this big helmet. I was just saying, I've not been to a concert for ages. How are we doing? Getting there. Give it another minute, just to be sure. Because normally you put the sides together. Henrik. Where did you go and see Dark Place? That's the one reason I miss Manchester. Although in Warsaw we get a lot, but yeah. Ah, okay. Not familiar, but I've heard of it. Do you think that's okay? Shall I try it, putting together? Alright, let's try this. I think... When did I... Oh, I went to see While She Sleeps. So normally you put the sides together and then you put the middle together. So I'm doing it a bit awkward at the moment, so I'm hoping that this is going to go alright. At least I've waited long enough. The glue is proper. Okay. The lines are completely off, but hopefully that's not going to be too much of a problem. Come on. Yep, I didn't fully... Yeah, I mean, I love live music. I really miss it when I don't go on a regular basis. before Poland decided to put their mortgage rate up with like 5%, I went regularly, like once a month at least. So just like, hey, concert. I've never heard of these people, but I'll go and have a look. But now it's like, no. Well, that's went smoother than I thought it would go. I mean, is it perfect? No, but nothing is ever perfect when I do it. But that's so much smoother. If you compare it to the angles that I've got here. Alright, well, that's... Let's do the other side. Ah! Yeah, Deftones is pretty cool. It's one of those bands as well. They're going like, when is going to be the last tour? So I didn't notice when I cut this piece out that there's actually a cut here. So I'm gonna put some glue in this cut. Hopefully, it's battle damage. Right, you can sit there for a sec. There's here and there some things I need to fix, but also concerts here in Poland are a lot cheaper compared to the UK, I think. Here I usually pay anywhere between, depending on where it is of course and who it is, £15 to £40. So, and of course drinks here are a lot cheaper. There's no rip off MEN prices here. Ah. £8. Wow. So the one place I love to go the most is called Hydrogazatka. It's probably Academy 2 sized, or even small. No, it's smaller than that, I think. No. It's like Jilly's, when Jilly's was still around. And this is also the only place where they serve cider, because cider is not popular here in Poland. No, more like just the main room. It's maybe 200 people. Yeah, Hydrogazatka, if it's 200 people, I'd be surprised. So it's pretty small, pretty intimate. random decor and stuff like that, you know. And cider there, a bottle of cider, is... Last time I was there, it was 10 zloty. Well, 10 zloty is about £2. And beer is similar. A bottle of beer will be about £2. Now, if you go to the big place, like Stodola or Progressia, they are more like Apollo-sized. We don't have anything like the MEN. Well, we do have. Yeah, the football stadium can be seen as MEN, or what it's called now, Co-op Live. you know this one, how long I've been. But even in the bigger places like Progressia, which is more like academy sized, like the big academy, beer and stuff like that is went up last time, but like 12 to 15 zloty, so that's still three and a half pounds per bottle of beer, so a pint of beer. So yeah, it's a lot cheaper here. The t-shirts on average are more expensive than the tickets to get in. And I tried to explain that to some of the bands. And they're like, you know. Because we used to pay £15 for a t-shirt. Now, it's 25 to 30. And sometimes more than that if it's a big band. Like, the fuck? Doesn't cost you that much to make them. Even with inflation. Yeah, it's pretty cheap to go out. Yeah. Yeah, I think I bought just for nostalgia, I bought an Offspring t-shirt at a festival and it was £35. Well, €35. It's like, well, it's about similar. It's like, what? Yeah, I need to check, because I'm pretty sure there's a band I want to see at the end of May, so... And also, that's another thing, is like, Hydrogazatka, the stage, is like, not even a foot high, and there's no barriers. And mosh pits in Poland are intense. So... But yeah. I mean, I think in general, just going out, like go for a meal or anything like that here. I haven't been to Warsaw Centrum for ages because I have no need. And but before the pandemic, a meal with a drink, like a proper meal, like even a starter meal, have one or two drinks. You spend £10-12. That's it. Even at like in the Warsaw, the Warsaw Centrum. So. Yeah, I haven't been proper out because I have to drive. Because where I live now, there's no public transport and taxis. It's no use. Even it's cheaper to get a taxi from Warsaw Centrum to my house than it was from Manchester to Eccles. But yeah, it's just not worth it. We're waiting still, as you can see here. We're waiting for this glue to be as dry as can be. That's still, because otherwise you just don't get a good glue, and I have to be just patient and just chat to you guys and wait for this to be properly dry, so I make nice little seams instead of horrible seams. Because that looks, is it perfect? No. Will it become perfect? Yes. That's the... That's sanding and filler for. Because, Alright. So this one goes that way. Yes. Maybe this will help. Right. Come on! I want to put it together, and then we can test it again, and then we can hopefully check the faceplate fits. So if the faceplate fits, then we can start on the horns. Or whatever else they are. To be honest, I had a bit of a research. So, in pre-Victorian times, so like the 1880s, 1890s, if you think about Maleficent from Cinderella, or Sleeping Beauty. Was it? No, not, yeah, Sleeping Beauty. She has the two horns. And I was like, is that where the inspiration for the horns came from? But in those times, the 1880s, 1890s, you've probably seen the ones with the one cone hat. And they also had, that they're called henins, Henins. And there's also people that had two horns, and it was called a double hennin. So, don't know where the inspiration came from. But yeah, interesting. I was like, where does the inspiration from these horns come from? And when I was looking at double hennins, I realized that Maleficent has them. She has the two horns like that. Because she was evil. I think that's right. Come on, come here. Right. God, this is... I need longer hands. Come on. Luckily, when it's dry like this, it doesn't stick to your hands. Also, warning, in about a minute, an ad will start. So unless you have Twitch Turbo or you're subscribed, you might get an ad. So just be warned. God, my hands. Come on. And don't forget, if you have Amazon Prime, You can get bases to pay me. Here we go. Oh, this one is not as neat as the other one. Damn it. Come on. No, I hit it! I accidentally hit it! God damn it. I need to move it. Go there then. Ah. See? One of the best commands I've got. Right, everybody's back. Right. Right, this side is not as neat as the other side. The other side has also got some problems the same places. Nothing will stand. Will stand. Oh, hang on. I'll mess up my hair. Yeah, that's a lot smoother. Let me show you. So that's a lot smoother. I don't have a mirror, so yeah. The camera is off center, so it's difficult for me to go. And then we can go, ooh! So that it's... Right, let's... Yeah! Okay. Okay. That's not bad. Comparing that to... Yeah, that's a lot smoother. Still requires some... Oh. Still requires some sanding and filling because it's not... I'm not that brilliant at doing this, but compare it to two. That's the old one. How pointy that one is compared to this one, which is a lot smoother. It also looks bigger, but it's bigger foam. So now one of the things I need to do is figure out how I cut. So to make this go I think I did a centimeter to there, didn't I? Yes. So let's do the same here. So move that here. Do I think that's fine? Or do I need to cut it a little? A tiny bit. Okay, come here. It's just running away. So put this here and then put that there. I have to do that. Okay. Let me see, which way around were you? This way around? This way around. Okay. So to cut the bottom off a little bit so it's a little bit more... God damn it, I can't cut straight, can't I? This is why we signed, because I'm shit. So of course this is a lot thicker as well, so I need to... Right, that still works, okay. It makes a bit of a curve there, but yeah, still needs a little bit of, because she does have a very, I mean, it's got very pointy bottom. That sounded wrong. Needs to go like here. Wink. So the thing is now, this is, I need it to be more forward, so it needs to be there, because otherwise it's not going to become a faceplate. Let's use the head. It's really difficult to work underneath your own skin. Yeah, that might work. Right, let's... Because it's thicker foam, it's harder to curve. there's a bit of, you can see on the side here, where it's not, well, if you can focus, this part is not flush. It's like got an area here, so let's see if I can. Alright. Actually, now that these are around, that actually fits alright. Yeah, that's a lot rounder. There's still, yeah, more skill issues than anything else, but it's gluing shit. But does this still fit? I think it does. I'm not as flush as I wanted, I think. Or do you There's a little bit of distance. You can probably see that on the camera there. The top and the bottom fit. That would hold it in. Yeah. Now the question is, since the amount of filigree that's going to happen, you know, all the stuff that's going to be on, I might have to put, so on this side here, if I'm going to put magnets in, I might have to put a little like 1mm piece of foam around over the magnets. That's still a debate in my head. Part of me thinks about using 1mm foam and build the basic shapes, and then use foam clay to actually, like, you know, properly, you know, I have the tools to, you know, use and literally use like clay and just sculpting it. Yeah, it's if let me see if I can get you a close up on that. So, because her armor has the same stuff, so it's really like detailed. There's flowers. There's a face here. I'm pointing with my mouse, and you can't see that, of course. Yeah. The problem is adhering fabric to the helmet is difficult. Adhering fabric to foam is, and I want it to be textured, as in, but because textured fabric is difficult. You won't be able to make some of like the face. But the plan is to, when I put it on the face, so when I'm putting on the face mask, the plate, that it overlaps the seams, so that it goes over, so that when I put the mask on, it kind of hides all the seams. So it you know, you won't see that this is a loose plate, because when I take it off, it's not an oval. It actually has all the little stick out things that will hide the seams. We're gonna just have to do some play around. I wish. So Bookstara, the person who was hired by Judge Crusade to do this, she uses a laser cutter, but the pattern that she's using is not from this. She has her own pattern that she's using. Yeah, no, that's fine. I mean, I've never made a costume like this. It's something that I'm working with, completely new for me as well. So, like the big neck ruffle that she's got, those are things that I have no experience with making. Although, as a seamstress, I do think that's not going to be the massive issue. This foam work is for me, it's very new. So I don't have a laser cutter, but I do have a silhouette Cameo 4. It can cut 1 to 2 millimeter foam. So since her body armor is got, so if you look at the whole outfit, she's got body armor here and those hip plates. It's the same texture as the helmet. He's just copied the texture. So you know, I'm gonna have to just take a piece of foam and just have a trial at different things. Like, can I layer 2 pieces of 1 millimeter foam and then use foam clay to go through and actually make the details? Something like that. Because foam, 1 millimeter foam, you can actually form it. You can actually go and I'll give you a sample in this foam. If I heat foam up, so one of the ideas I had is to get someone to put the elements of this into a 3D program, for me to be able to get the 3D prints of this, and then with silicone create molds for these different elements, and then use foam clay, pressing foam clay into these molds to actually create these things. That's one of the things. However, it's very difficult to get even highly detailed 2D image to get it put by someone to put that into 3D. I would love that to have literally, there's certain elements that repeat on the armor, to have those as a mold and literally just use the foam clay to make the molds. So that's why I've got this. I can use this to literally squish foam clay in it and let it dry and then it be done. And I've got a semicircle. I've realised, well, foam clay shrinks quite a bit. So, but to give you an idea with texture, so this is a piece of foam. If I heat this up, this is one of the things I've been testing out. And I take an implement. Let me just use one of my clay forms. This is like a little ball that you can create things with. If I push that in, you can actually texture it. Now you can't see it on the camera really easily. Probably. So you can actually see that it has created a bit of a divot. Now what a lot of people do is they get a stone or aluminium foil and scrunch that up and push it in thin EVA foam, and that gives you the idea of hammered metal. So that's one of the things I'm going to do on the bomb. The bomb looks very like mottled and looks like it's, you know, haphazardly put together because she literally draws them out of hell and then throws them. But this is the thing, you can actually, like, within the foam, and if it's thin enough, because this is really thick foam, you can actually create texture. So you can create lines. I need to heat it up again probably, but you can make things into like textured. So those are kind of the ideas I've been playing in my head. The problem is, like, I have really high quality images of the Victorian armor that he's used for all these details. Thank you, New York Metropolitan Museum, for giving me those really, really high level images. But it's really difficult to make something 2D and then try and figure out how to create a 3D image out of it. I can pay someone to do that, but yeah, that again, it's money. So, but yeah. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm planning on doing. I need to make the helmet, make the horns, make the armor, and then I'll go and go work with all the details, because I have some sewing to do as well. I've got to make the skirt, I have to make the top, I make the cape, I have to make the ruffle, I have to make the shoes. And then I have to make the bomb. So, as long as we can get the base... So for me, foam work is the hardest thing, because it's the thing I have the least experience with. Sewing, as you know, I'm pretty good at, so fine with that. So, right, decisions. Am I going to... There's some gaps here, so I need to think if I'm going to make a new faceplate. Or if I'm going to just fill up the sides. Because they need to... I'm going to put magnets on them. That's the one thing I'm going to... So how this is going to work is... On the inside here, I'm going to put magnets. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that. I don't know yet how many. And I'm going to do the same thing on the faceplate. And then, like I said, the details are going to go over the edge for the faceplate. And then literally I can go whoop. And then, you know, because I can't see. I'm going to have eye slits in there. It's going to be hidden within all the detail work. And even on the mask, I've seen it close up. It's got like 4 holes here for the mouth. I'm going to probably make a few more like little holes and hide them and put fabric on the inside so that you can't really see. But it'd be nice to be able to take it off if I have to go for steps, escalators, anything like that. That might be a hazard, and I can literally go, haha, I can see again. Because that's kind of important. Everyone, let's take a drink. So yeah. And then the bottom part, because you can't take it off if the bottom part is glued. So the bottom part, I'm going to have either Velcro or also magnets. Now that I've got 10mm foam, it might be easier. We'll have to see how well they keep. Don't want them to get loose. But yeah, you literally... Actually, that's actually pretty good. In the shape. I wanted this shape to be like this. The only thing is, I don't think I can put anything underneath to give me more space inside the helmet. As a reminder, if I ever do any photo shoots or anything like that, not to stand in the sun. Stand in the shade. Get an umbrella. Because this is going to be warm. And then literally like... Now I can't see. But yeah, that kind of works. Funny enough, one side fits better. Yeah, true, that's true. That's... It feels weird sitting like this. I feel like... Yeah, because this way I can... So, the difference as well with how she made her helmet and how I'm making the helmet is that she made it so that the back, so this here, runs up. So she can put her head in like this. But that means that there's a big side here. Can use the bomb as a shade. Oh, that works. Hang on, press the button and it becomes a shade. That was so funny. Too much work. Too much work. So her helmet, it goes from the... So she's got like the it goes up here. So it's got like a curve. So she can put it on. But I didn't want that. I wanted to be that... Once I've got it on, at the back, that it's close, so that it literally, where the ruffle is, it literally ends where the ruffle is. It does feel like that. All I need is a pair of ears. Like little ears. But I don't know if it's the way I cut them. Because one side fits better than the other. see. That helps. Oh no, that should have been the other way around. Okay. See if that works. Oh, got an ad. Apologies. Yeah, I might have to make another face mask, just so it gets it's tiny bit. Now I think, from what I can remember, I'll have to watch the stream, but I think I cut area here away. But let's see, so that we can know for sure where the eyes are gonna go. About there. This is gonna look so weird. Face Off. Oh my god, there you're talking about a movie. Oh my god. That's hilarious. Bomb drink suspense, I just saw that. The thing is, so what we're planning on trying, one of the many things that's going to be a trial and error, just like with the details, is so one of the ideas is to get one of a big 0 or a big 8 helium balloon. And since I want to put some lights in there as well, because it's got like a symbol, and a lot of the miniature painters, the symbol, they make it glowing. And I thought, that's a cool idea. Not that difficult, like just put some LED lights behind, battery pack at the bottom, because I need the bottom to be heavy anyway, so that the bottom always is down, like it's got a balance. And to try and put, like, I don't know how heavy the bomb's gonna be in foam, but if it's not heavy, really heavy, it might work to use a helium balloon inside and just have like a little fish line so that it floats. If that would work, that I literally just have a fish line that holds the bomb up, that'd be great. Otherwise it will be an acrylic rod. But another thing we've been thinking about is make a smoke machine out of a vape and have smoke coming through my hands in towards underneath the bomb as well. It's not something that can go continuously. That's like the maximum a couple of 2 minutes in total. So otherwise it's empty. Oh Jesus Christ! I need to sharpen these. Do I have something I can lean it on? I have too much shit now. It's not coming through. I need my precision cutters. Excuse me. I'll make them slightly different in the other mask, but I need to see how much eye I need. Oh. Yeah, so the vape won't. It's gonna be like a pure glycerin vape. So it doesn't have any additive. So it doesn't have any smell. Doesn't have any nicotine. It's literally pure. You know, you can buy base, so pure glycerin base. And that literally is glycerin. That's it. And then people can add their tastes and things to it. Feel like idiots. I can see. I can see clearly now. The rain is gone. So neither am I. I had to research it. So Kamui Cosplay, she made a small booklet about how to make one from a vape, because it's the cheapest way to do it. And she said to use a pure 100% glycerin base, so then it's just smoke, no other things. So, but I will make sure that wherever I'm going, I'm reading it, and then maybe I can only do it outside for photos. Doesn't matter, because it's not something I can do continuously. You know, a vape runs empty quite quickly. So am I happy about this, or am I really going to make a new one? I think I want to make a new one. Okay. I'm not sure, but yeah, that's just what I've been reading up on that. So there's nothing, no additives in it. So it's what they use for effect shows. In principle, it's pure glycerin. Apparently people make their own mixes. I just know it sets off my asthma. My asthma does not like vapes. So Yeah, I still think I need to make a new one because especially on this side, you can see how much space there is. And it needs to be completely closed because, you know, the magnets are going to have to attach there. And otherwise, I'm not sure if that's going to work. I think the length is correct. Yeah. At least I know where the eye holes have to go. Yeah, for some reason on this side, the space is not as bad. It's only a couple of places. But on the other side... It's quite a bit of space. But that's for next week. Because I do want to, now that I've got the base, sort out and have a look at the horns. Alright, you can go in the box of failures. Right. Let's get all this. That's trash. That's not trash. Oh, there's my green one. Right, that's all the paperwork. Now you can see sometimes how much mess I make on my desk. Right, paperwork, you go there. You go, sits nicely. Right. And I just realized this pot's not closed. No wonder my glue's drying out. Right, let's grab the horns. Let's spend some time figuring out. Ooh. So, I need to make sure I know where the middle is. Oh, the cones are okay at the moment. It's like the other helmet kind of. I could make a cone head out of it. Yeah? So I think that's the middle. That's the top. Now, thing is, I think it needs to be more angled. Or maybe not. Let's put the picture up again. Yes, I know my battery is low. Where's my freaking large angle? Normally it's there. This is the one I dropped on the floor and couldn't find. Okay, give me 2 seconds. There it is. Now, that's the angle there. Here. Actually, that's pretty spot on. Now that the helmet is bigger, tiny bit, but see, now that the helmet is bigger, I think this actually fits better as well. It's really difficult to show how to show. But from what I could see, this is 50 degrees. And it must have been just the other one. Oh no, needs to be there. Oh, my arms are not long enough. Ugh. Can I just make them a bit more round and then... Ugh. It's so difficult to hold this shit. I need extra hands. Right, let's try this. That's the middle. And that about is the middle. Can I get you to sit the way I want you? Yeah, this way it's not. So can I? I don't know if this is the most scientific way of measuring, but that is 50 degrees. Because I'm literally what I'm doing. I'll show you. Holding my... Okay. This is my little... Holding it against and then checking that it's fallen down again, but that it's 50 degrees. Because that's what... I literally took the picture, went to my screen and held this against the screen to see what the angle was. So I think that's fallen down again. I think that is the angle there. Yes. So I need some more space underneath here still. Because I do think where it falls is correct. Just needs... Trying this... There. I'm squeezing one eye closed because eyesight is shit. That's 50 degrees. I know, I need someone to hold this so I can say, let it up, down, up, down. I think it's about there. So now I need to make... I put the tape on my other desk, didn't I? Because I had to package a package. No, that's too high, that's too low. Oh! Can I utilize one of you? Too high? Oh, come on. Lower down. A little bit more lower. Oh, I think I might have hit that right. Higher. That's the one. Okay. Do not move. I can get this so that it's leaning properly without this thing underneath. Then I know what depth I need. And I need to make sure that this stays upright. It may be 1 or 2 degrees off, but I think that's... But it's not... Ah, God damn it. Is that leaning on there? Yes, I think it is. I'm just literally going to fill it out with paper and then just draw it out, I think. Yeah, that's 50 degrees. Right. So this Now I need to make sure that it's slightly angled backwards. But or is it just the helmet is backwards? Hang on. Tiny bit. Okay, okay. Is this still the right curve? No? Nope, now it's gone down. Oh, God damn it. Go up. God, this is... Whatever I cut off was wrong. Damn it. Actually, maybe if I... Oh, by the way, add in about 10 seconds. Thing is, I have to hold the mask because this literally the weight just pulls it. Don't forget, this is gonna go up as well. Yeah, that should do it. So now I need to find a way to make this curve all the way. That's why I brought a lot of paper. Hopefully this works. So this will run all the way down. And then this will have to go in. Can I? Ooh! Because this is going to be foam, so I can curve it. I think that would work. Damn it. If you hear any weird noise, that's my cat destroying the couch. Right. I think. I got it. I think that's it. This is the oddest thing I've ever done, I think. No, that's not true. I used to work for Ensembles. I've done some weird stuff. Right. So, I don't know if you can see properly, but literally I taped off the curve. The only thing I'm just realizing now is that it looks like it's... Looking at the image, she's got more like an oval face. So it's more pushed in. More there. Hang on. Can I keep you in the same freaking angle? Please? Yes, still a good angle. But you need to be more this way. Okay, push you in. It's not a proper circle. More like Kegels. Needs to be a little bit less. It's don't think it's a proper cone. It's more like an oval, I think. If I just push it not being completely in the middle, that would work as well. But I feel like this should be a little bit more ins. No, I think that can work. I think if I carefully take this off, so as you can see here, I've got this line goes all the way down, and I've got here, I've got like the where I'm gonna cut it off. And then if I open it, it should be happy to be what we it should be my template. Right. At least half of it is a template. Just have to do the other side. So. Okay. Right. Yeah. So now, when I unfold this, so this side, this image, this line is what should be the template. So now that I've got it flat, yeah. Might have support to get it to work. Oh yeah, I can just literally tighten it up a bit. Okay. Flatten you. Yes, that works. So that's now the form that I need to cut. Because that's straight and that's not. So it's becoming like a curve like this. Do I have time to cut this out? Let's I'm gonna do it. It shouldn't be that long to cut this out. So let me, because the foam is behind the screen. I'll be right back. Right. Now, let's go ahead. So this already goes this way, so... It's a bit unwieldy. You can go there. Go on the other side. Ugh. Right. Right, let's try this. And now turn this around, match that there. Yes, whatever. And match this here, that's the middle, and the middle there. Ah, okay, give me a sec. I need to, because it's slightly bit off, so I need to, you go here. Because it's not the perfect cone. Triangle thing. Now I need to match up this corner, this point here in the middle with that one, and then that doesn't work. They're probably differently. Do I have to do the same on the other side? Because the back is probably differently curved than the front. Dang! Put the back together. for a second. And tape you back on. God damn it, there's all this work. I was like, oh yes, I can do this. Because it's not 10 o'clock yet, but yes. Where's the mark? There's the mark. Damn it. Does I need a bigger piece? Maybe I need to go higher up. Okay, yep. Okay, making sure. Out. Now I need to go. That's fine. I needed to go a bit more. Ah, okay. Go here. That's fine. That goes to there. Okay, can't do that far because the middle is there. God damn it! Oh, come on. I might get too tight for this at the moment because shit's falling and my brain is not processing. Okay, come on. Sit. There. Does this work? Is this 50 degrees still? Yeah, about. Yeah, it's very different on the back, so I think this is the last thing I'm going to do, and then I am going to go and chill. Yeah, it's not straight, but I don't think that's... So I had to change. The back's pretty much on the edge. Because it's, of course, it's a different shape than the front. So I only needed a little bit of a change there. I think that works. Okay. Right. Let's cut it off here. Hi, kitty cat. Yeah, that's good. Right. So it's very different back and front, but that's they're different. Different shapes. So that's the shape that it needs to be. Next week I will cut it out in foam and we can test out the horns, and I'll have some more stuff as well. And I wish I was a little bit further, but at least we figured out the helmet being a bit better. So, right, where is my thingy? Right, let's quickly have a look-see. Is there anybody? There's my alert that says I need to feed my gecko. I really need to add the English tag because lovely foreign streamers. I just otherwise I am going to send you to Doodles, who has constantly come into the stream to hang out. With someone I've known for quite a long time. He's not doing makers and crafting, he's gaming, so something different. But I don't see any cosplay people. You'd think by now that America's awake, that there might be more people doing cosplay, but it's no. Lots of different makers and crafters, but Unless somebody has a... Oh, let me check that. Actually. Damn. No? Doesn't work on the tag. Can I search in a different way? Hang on, let me check. Nope. Nobody's live. Right. What we'll do then is we'll just go and raid Doodles. And you can hear my alarm in the background. Right. Here you go. Go to chatting. Right. I'm going to go raid a friend of mine, Doodles. Not Micah's and Crafting. He's playing a game, The Oregon Trail. But he's a lovely person. And I've known him for a very long time. So, again, I will be back on Saturday. Sorry, I just have to click start raid, otherwise it doesn't work. I will be back on Saturday, 4 o'clock my time, Central European time. Officially summertime now, so GMT +2. And, oh, no, not yet. And I will see you all later. Have a good evening and stay safe.